is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fierce Cheese Spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fierce Cheese Spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fierce Cheese Spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Chancellor Brewington, powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
That's right. It is What's Brewing here on another week on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Bachman in studio alongside your host, Chancellor Brewington. Chancellor, how is it going today? What is brewing today?
Man, it's a cold day in Lincoln, Nebraska. I hope everyone is like actually bundled up. And maybe I'm exaggerating it a little bit, but it is cold, Bach. It is cold. It hit me in the face this morning when I went to go work out, but I'm obviously grateful for just life, man. Life is amazing. And I'm full of energy, and I hope everyone out there is having a fantastic day. Everyone is blessed. Man, a lot going on. A lot happened this weekend in the world of sports. Football, of course, it's MLK Day, and shout out to everyone. I know the message behind his message was peace and community and unity. So, that's one of the most beautiful messages of all times. And that being said, unity and community, we got someone coming back to Nebraska, Deshaun Singleton, so it's interesting, right? So not this year, but the year before, he gets hurt. And I believe it's the Michigan game. He plays like 2 or 3 snaps in the Michigan game. He ends up getting hurt that game, comes out, obviously, but that's like right after the four game mark, right? So, you get 4 games. Within those 4 games, you can get hurt, you can redshirt and all that good stuff, and it not be knocked against you. Now, if you go over that 4-game limit, then that turns into a whole year, which is so crazy. You could play 10 snaps on your 5th game and it just be totally shot, right? So it looked like in midway through the year, Coach Rule talked about the NCAA, them appealing it to NCAA and saying, hey, look, here's the situation. He's played this with the injury and, this kid has a real chance. And it seemed like if you go back and listen to the interviews, it seemed like Coach Rule got like a confirmed no, and it wasn't going to happen. So I don't know what changed, or maybe it was miscommunication, because compliance isn't a whole, if you know anything about college sports, compliance, who deals with the NCAA and, appealing different rules and all these different things, they're in like a whole different world than the coaching staff and all these different things. So maybe it was just a little bit of miscommunication, but he's back, and that adds that. I don't think people truly understand how big that is. That is like bringing back he's a leader on that in the DB room, and I don't think it's really a vocal one. I think he's a guy that leads with his play, and he's a guy that he's going to add some familiarity to the defense. And, you lose a lot of guys up front. You lose a lot of guys. You lose Ty, you lose Nash, you lose Jamar, you lose James Williams, you lose Pete Will, you lose all these different guys. But when you bring in a guy on that back end and you kind of strengthen it a little bit, so now you got Marquise, you got Buford, right? And I don't know whether they're going to put him at safety or corner, whatever it is. You got him and Deshaun at, I'm assuming safety, right? I'm assuming safety. And then, of course, on the outsides, maybe you go Sair, right, and Hartzog. But then, you can play with, Deshaun at Jack, not Jack. That'd be crazy. Rover, you could play with him at Rover. Maybe he's that body type. But no, I think this is a huge get. It adds some depth, of course, and it adds, I would say, some confidence to this defense for sure.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if, like you said, if he kind of gets into that Rover discussion, because I don't think they naturally, or there's not somebody that's just like, that's the next guy there. So that definitely could be of it. Of their top 4 returning tacklers now, he'll be the only one returning.
Oh.
So it's big in that area. Is 71 tackles last season. And then he was, like you said, a leader, a single digit number guy.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, that's kind of a big honor in the Matt Rule system. So it's big. It's interesting. There was a few times where he would want to come in like a missile, and some open field tackles led to bigger gains. So I think that's one thing he's going to want to shore up this offseason. But from a lot of people I talked to, people felt like, when healthy, that Deshaun Singleton may be the best defensive back that they had last year. Would you say that that's pretty close?
Ooh, okay, that's a take right there.
Yeah,
over Buford, over Hartzog, over Wright. Sair, right? Over Gifford.
Maybe Tommy Hill, when healthy, would be a different discussion. But
honestly, you could make a real solid argument that he was the most consistent. And of course, like you said, there's like I can remember Indiana game. There's a couple, missed tackle here. But everyone's, if you play the way he plays, and like you said, he's a headhunter. He's the guy that runs sideline to sideline and will trigger right when he sees something, right? They call it running the alley. He'll run the alley and he'll throw his whole body in there. And, there's consequences to that at times, right? Sometimes you lose battles and sometimes you miss, right? So it happens, but I think the way he plays fits this defense. He's an energy guy too. He'll come in there and, clean up, they stand up a guy, linebacker stands up a running back, and he'll come in and clean up, piles and really, and he get footballs out too. And he has good hands, good ball skills. He's obviously, like, I believe he's around 6'3", like 210, 215. So he's an NFL body type. Has really good feet, good hips. Decent speed. I'm not gonna say he's a blazer, right? But I think he makes up for it in his physicality and his technique. So really big for Nebraska to get him back, and big for the morale of this team. I'm sure today they might have off, but Tuesday I believe they're probably back, working out and stuff. So to get the chemistry and the mesh and the gel of everyone, like, and adding Deshaun in the mix is going to be big, and it's going to free up Butler to call some more exotic things, in the safety, in the back end, shell wise, coverage wise, because when you trust guys in the secondary to disguise things, right? They're veteran guys that you can show 4 and go 2. You can show 2 and go 3. You can do all these disguise coverages, right? Why? Because guys, first of all, they're patient enough and won't show it early, but also you trust them in that they can get to their spots. Why? Because they've done this over and over and over. And Deshaun's a guy where I think this might be a 6th year, 7th year, whatever it is. He's played a lot of snaps. Not only at Nebraska, had some JUCO experience, but he's a trustworthy guy. Handles his business on the field and off the field, all around. That's a guy. You think about, Andrew Marshall and, Jameer Khan and, some of these guys that you bring in. That's a guy that you want helping out those younger guys who just came in and teaching them how Nebraska does things, how that DB room does things specifically. This is a great get for Nebraska. This is like adding in a well-established transfer from Oklahoma or a well-established transfer from, a real Power 5 school, a guy who played real snaps, a guy who had NFL potential. Like this is so you're like bringing that's like adding in a transfer like one of those. So this is big. This might be the biggest grab for the defense, to be honest, so far. Like, you bring in, of course, Deshaun McCullough. Yeah, that's great, but you bringing in a guy that you already know who can contribute, already know can take his game to the next level. It's not like something where you think he's maxed out. Like there's some instances where you get players and you're like, yeah, I don't know how much potential he still has, like how much growth he still has, right? Potential's there, but within the confinements of the game, how can he grow within a system within this? I think Deshaun can grow. I think he's a guy where you don't have to limit him to just safety. I think you can sometimes put him in the box in some rover situations and let him play ball a little bit more and maybe play him a little bit more man on tight ends to free up, linebackers and stuff like that. And maybe get a more rangier guy. I mean, he's rangy though. So that's tough, but maybe you can switch him up and he can play man on tight ends sometimes and maybe at safety get a rangy guy who can cover a lot of ground, which Deshaun can, but be able to just utilize all his abilities and his skills.
Yeah, and it's interesting. This whole the ability for him to come back is based on this recent rule that your JUCO years won't count against you. So that's why he's got the opportunity to return. And it was this was something that had to come up recently, so he had to kind of think of it himself. And with that rule and with the just kind of the NIL in place where it is, Singleton probably has a little bit of work to be considered a too high of an NFL draft prospect. So
Right.
even financially, this might make a little bit of sense for him. So it's kind of cool. And we talk about certain things that maybe we don't love about college football that aren't the same as yesteryear. This is an example of a guy getting another opportunity to one, better the team and better his own situation. And like you said, I mean, I'm just fascinated to see what they're going to do with Rover, because we see the Rover and what they want out of that as an Isaac Gifford, right? Because that's who played the position. But maybe maybe that's what they had. And maybe they're looking for something a little bit different. Or maybe not, because he kind of fits more close to, I suppose, Gifford's size than maybe throwing a Hartzog or somebody back there at Rover.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think we talked about that Rover position and all that Gifford brought to the table. When you look at Deshaun's game, he has the closest motor. I would say him and Buford have the closest motor to Gifford, and maybe Deshaun has the same type of motor. The only thing I would say is maybe how comfortable is he coming down into the box at times, because that was something Gifford did and was able to do well. Not particularly this year. They didn't do as much this year, but last year I can remember moments in Northwestern game, moments in Iowa, moments in the Michigan game too, where Gifford came down, was in the box and held his own sometimes, right? So their role there with the Rover is so diverse, and I think Deshaun, if now we talked about it, are we going to put Hartzog there? Are we going to put Buford there? Are we going to put Deshaun McCullough there, Javen Wright there? All these different things. Yeah. I think honestly, my favorite one so far would be Deshaun Singleton. Put Deshaun Singleton in there, allow him to just play. I think that Rover position is like, who can you trust to just play? But also, it's a thing where you need a veteran guy who can line the DBs up, right, and make sure backers are in the right spots. Of course, they have their own Mike backer who's going to get the D line and linebackers set up, but just make sure the defense in a whole is whole, right? That there's no piece that's out of position and stuff like that. So I think the Rover adds a leadership element to the defense, and I think it's really necessary to get the perfect guy in there. And I'm sure I would love to be a fly on the wall. I'm sure there's going to be so many experiments this spring of just during walkthrough and this. I'm sure. I mean, they already have. I mean, you have depth charts, of course, when you go into coaches' offices and defensive meeting rooms and all those different things. You have, depth at corner, depth at nickel, depth at this, depth at will, Mike, DN, nose, tackle, all these different things. So, you definitely do have a depth at Rover. It's probably going to declare itself pretty soon on who that's going to be. And then it's going to declare, okay, maybe we don't like him here and we need to go get someone else. So, yeah, it's pretty it's pretty interesting and probably a fun thing for a defense coordinator, man, to get another piece, get another piece that you trust and are comfortable with, because you have to think John Butler was the DB coach, of course, and Deshaun was a DB and was a leader in that room. So you add him in, you add a trust factor, and you just add a really good ball player and a really good person.
Well, and you could too, like, I know this is more kind of makes me think of basketball, right? Where you want lengthy guys to contest the three-pointer or whatever, but they can put out a lengthy defense if they want to. Deshaun McCullough, Javin Wright, like we mentioned, Deshaun Singleton, 6'3".
Yeah.
Bly Hill, 6'4", if they want to use them. I mean, so if they needed to, they could do something like that, but it gives them kind of versatility in some of the matchups they'll have.
Those three right there are like triplets. If you really, I mean, I would say Deshaun McCullough, based on, I think they say he's 230. I didn't know if I saw that just off of the tape. Like, I didn't think he was 230, but I'm sure if you put Javin Wright, Deshaun McCullough, and Deshaun Singleton in pads, in uniform, like, they would probably all look the same. You know what I'm saying? Like height-wise, body-wise. Obviously, Deshaun Singleton a little lighter, of course, but you could really do some really, really great, like, crazy stuff, even like goal line packages, like where Deshaun comes in and, he's well, I mean, can't really do that whole bunch, but where Deshaun McCullough's safety and, like different things like that. And so the packages that you can do with this type of defense will be super fun. And it now is really like, okay, defense coordinator, it's your job to make sure all these pieces are used to their fullest capability and utilizing all that they really have and all the things that they already developed, right? And then, obviously strengthen their weaknesses as well.
As you mentioned, if Nebraska just picked Deshaun Singleton out of the portal, it would be huge news because he's a proven player with good size and a leader that we've seen with the single-digit performance from this past year. So very big retention for Nebraska football. Let's take a quick break. We'll talk more Husker football and more football in general. It's a great weekend of football. We'll do that next year on What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies, and it will be breezy and cold with an afternoon high of just 10. Tonight, mainly clear skies and a very cold night with a low of 8 below. Tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies, be breezy and warmer with a high near 26. I'm meteorologist Kyle Buck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall, Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Travis with Midwest Bank, now with 2 branches conveniently serving Lincoln and 8 other locations across Nebraska. We're here to help you with any of your needs. From opening a checking account to buying a home or financing your business, our staff is here for you. Stop in and you might see Shin Daddy himself. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank, member FDIC.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
What's going on, fans? This is Lexi Rodriguez, four-time All-American at Nebraska and now proud member of Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League One Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players, and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering us on in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action this season. Go Big Green!
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting book. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Early break. What there? I was just waiting. And then the lady appeared, and I just tried to make a joke. I said, I thought everything was free today. And she said, if you take anything out of here, we will follow you home. I'm like, I was kidding. I'm not taking anything.
You're on the list, buddy.
Yeah.
You're on the list
I
now.
will follow you home.
I've had it happen a couple times or something.
People followed you.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back to What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
That's right. We are back with What's Brewing on What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Bakoven in studio with your host, Chancellor Brewington. We talked in that first segment about what the return of Deshaun Singleton means for Nebraska's black shirt defense next year. If you missed any of that, head to theticketfm.com after the show, and you can catch up on the podcast page. Or if you're on YouTube or whatever, you just rewind. You guys know how to do that. All right. Chancellor, what's brewing for segment number 2 today?
Yeah, so last week, maybe Thursday or Friday, we got news that Thomas Fedoni entered into the NFL draft after previously what was, speculated that he hit the portal, right? And so we talked about maybe, the scenarios on where he ranks within tight ends, how he matched up to the last tight ends that were at Nebraska, Travis Vokolek, Austin Allen, Jack Stoll. So we talked about that, and now news came out yesterday that he got an invite to the Reese's Bowl, and that's a big deal. That means he's high on people's boards, he's high on people's watch lists, he's high on people's radar. Not so much watch lists, but actual scouts, right? That means NFL teams are intrigued with him and they want to see him compete there. And obviously, we know Ty Robinson is going there, and the caliber of player Ty is. Scouts see that. I'm not saying directly, but that Fedoni has that type of caliber within his play and what he's shown. And I think it goes to how much potential he has and how much he hasn't shown yet. And so this is a really big deal. And we've talked about how maybe some people feel like we should have saw more from him, and but there's so many different obstacles and variables and circumstances that go into play in one's college career, especially his. But this is really, really big for him. And I think this is big for Nebraska as well. The more people you push out to the league, the more people you push out to big senior bowls like that, the more, scouts are like, oh, what else does Nebraska have? What do they have moving forward, especially if those guys go there and perform well. Now people are like, okay, well, who else do they have coming up next year? And, it puts guys like Javen Wright, Deshaun Singleton, Raiola, and, guys coming out next year, Emmett Johnson, guys that are about to hit that transition, next year, of course. It helps them out in the NFL recruiting, right? And so it's a great thing. And did you have any thoughts on that, Bach, just about Fedoni getting to a Senior Bowl and all that good stuff?
Well, it's good to see him get an invite, and I think it's good for Nebraska just to kind of have clarity about what's moving forward. And I do like the fact that we kind of brought up Nebraska's had a few guys that maybe have flown under the radar as far as getting drafted, undrafted guys that are playing tight end in the league right now. So it's interesting. I mean, he's got, he's always going to have that word potential attached to him. And he's got some film to prove that he was, worth that at times. I know some folks are going to want to see more out of his blocking. Some of those guys that we talked about, Vokolek, Jack Stoll, they kind of made their mark in blocking. It feels like he might have to make his mark more as a receiving tight end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the niche or the niche for him is beating one-on-one safeties, linebackers when they come play him man, and finding soft spots in zone and using his body to in the passing game effectively and being able to box out guys, but also run crisp routes. And when the middle is open, meaning in any type of too high, like being able to split the middle with speed and not needing all the time, for offensive coordinators to bring in a receiver at number 3 or bring in a receiver to run a certain route, that you have a guy like Fedoni who can run it. I mean, we've seen what's his face from the Lions, tight end
Sam
Laporta, how valuable he's been to the Lions the past couple of years, just being able to win matchups versus linebackers, versus safeties, versus corners sometimes. And I think that's the new age. And we'll get into some of the NFL games, but even if you see, Mark Andrews, I know he had a drop at the end of the game, of course, but if you just look at the way he's able to get open, it doesn't really matter who comes and guards him. If a linebacker comes and guards him, I mean, good Lord Jesus, like good luck. Yeah. But like, when a safety or a corner comes in or nickel comes and guards him, like he's able to use his size, use not really his speed, but his size and his I would say savviness in running routes. And obviously not pushing off, but being able to use body and leverage in a certain way that smaller receivers or just big receivers can't do. When you're pushing around 250, 260, around where Fedoni is. It's just a different type of ball game, and you're just different abilities. So I think if he can go there and show that he's an able blocker and that he can get better there, and that he not only get better there, but there's growth within him, that, that's not a thing where he's maxed out. And so, yeah, I think that would be beneficial to him, for his stock and for his journey. Or go ahead, Bach.
But it's just interesting too, because I don't know if he'll get a combine invite again. Maybe there will be interest in that because of what he's been able to show. But I think Ty and Nash are going to get that invite. We'll see. I mean, we don't know necessarily.
I'll say this: I think usually I would love to see the percentages, but I would say nearly almost 100% anyone who goes to Senior Bowl gets a combine invite.
Okay.
So I would say yes. This is probably a rare situation. One of the rarer situations. Honestly, no, though, because there's guys every year that come out of high school, really high prospect, and scouts are already watching them, right?
Mhm.
Any type of 5-star that comes out of high school. I mean, we had one, N'Keal Harry from Chandler, Arizona, went to ASU, was a 5-star. I mean, scouts are already looking at him and, coming out of high school, right? So it's not a thing where nobody knows. Like, people know who Fedoni was when he tore his ACL his first time and second time. Like, they knew exactly who he was. Scouts were at practice still asking questions about him because they want to be on top of things, right? So, when Fedoni's name hit the thing, they're probably, oh yeah, we know Fedoni. We have a long track history of the last 4 years of his college career and all the good things, bad things, and whatever. And, I'm sure they probably put that all together and averaged out and said, yeah, we like him, right? And so I would hope so that he goes to a combine. I would hope that, obviously, I already know that Tommy Hill got one. I would expect, I mean, there's no way Ty Robinson would get one. I would be intrigued if Nash got one. At some point he was an all Big Ten guy, right? So I would love for him to get one. More Nebraska news. Isaiah Garcia Castaneda hit the portal, and that, I mean, you expect that, and it's rough because all the receiver struggles in the blocking game and really pass catching game too, just being able to get open. We didn't see IGC get a whole bunch of opportunity except for Wisconsin senior night, and that is what it is. We talked about it off air, but what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting. I guess I wasn't really expecting him to come back, so not a total big loss for Nebraska, but it was interesting the way that he was used. Obviously, throughout two staffs, that Northwestern game, you got to go back to it because his debut at Nebraska had you thinking, man, he's due for some big games here, and it never really worked out for one way or another after that. And then I just thought last year was interesting. I don't know if he asked for the punt returning job or, trying to carve out a role for himself, or if that was the team idea, but it just never really took off. And so I don't know if that took away from him trying to compete to get receiving snaps. Not really sure, but it's a guy that I think you've got to, again, give credit where credit's due. Putting a lot of time in a Husker uniform and now just looking for a little bit of greener pastures to finish things off.
Yeah, I think one thing for me was, obviously he's coming back from an ACL injury. So that's a whole nother conversation in itself. And him being able to come back, of course, that's huge. But I know he probably feels as a player like, man, I have a lot more in me. I have a lot more to give this program, or not really this program, but any program that I go into. And he probably wants to be utilized as a receiver and understands he can do the punt return. And, it wasn't like this surging, dynamic, elusive guy that, averaged 15 yards of return. But I mean, he did his job. I don't believe there was any muffs. Had a really sound outing every time, got the ball back to the offense. That's his job, right? And so, you salute your hat to him, and you say thank you, of course, for his commitments if you're, on staff and stuff. But you also wish him the best because he's a guy who had an opportunity to leave early on when Rule first got there, stayed, and then obviously comes back and tears his ACL, fights hard after that Minnesota game, comes back next year and plays a limited role. But I mean, from what I see on the outside, it's not like he's a guy that was complaining on social media and, getting into all that nonsense. And so I hope him the best, that he finds a perfect situation to fit his skill set and what he wants to accomplish in his college career to finish off.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more here on What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington coming up to a break.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fierce Cheese Spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fierce Cheese Spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fierce Cheese Spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Right now, when you drive by Honda of Lincoln, you'll see more than 200 new Hondas and over 125 pre-owned vehicles. Hi, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, how does it feel to have so many vehicles in stock again for your customers?
Charlie, it feels amazing to see how excited our customers are. They love the ability to see, test drive, and take immediate delivery of the exact new Honda they're looking for.
Do you have some good offers to talk about?
We sure do, Charlie. We're offering financing as low as 0.9% APR up to 72 months, or great lease rates on every new Honda. It's the perfect time to drive away in the new Honda you've been dreaming of.
How about pre-owned, Andy?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Just about every make and model with prices starting at under $10,000.
Maybe it's time you experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies and it will be breezy and cold with an afternoon high of just 10. Tonight, mainly clear skies and a very cold night with a low of 8 below. Tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies, be breezy and warmer, the high near 26. I'm meteorologist Powell, like 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at doorsplusllc.com or give them a call at 402-590-5800.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
We are back here on What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington on 93.7 The Ticket. Thanks for joining us here on a very busy day. Of course, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, celebration, and hopefully everybody's having a good day there. Inauguration day.
Yeah.
So just a lot going on. And then the college football championship tonight.
Man.
So plenty going on today on a Monday.
Plenty going on. And on that topic of football, we had some fantastic games yesterday and the day before. Texans, Chiefs, Commanders, Lions, Rams, Eagles, Ravens, Bills, of course, Eagles and Bills get it done. Last night, midday too. That Eagles Rams game. Rams, you gotta think they were outside of their environment. Snow game. And really, when we look at the fourth quarter, this game was really over with. But Rams, had a nice little spark with Stafford and what's his name, Puka.
Yeah, Nakua.
Yeah. So had some good sparks there, but the one I really want to talk about is that Ravens Bills game. That was tough, man. I felt like they maybe went away from the run on a couple drives. Maybe could have fed Derrick Henry a little bit more. The other running back, Hill, had a really, really strong performance. Of course, some costly mistakes from Lamar, not being able to hold on to the ball. And then obviously late in the game, have an opportunity to tie it up and go 27-27. Mark Andrews drops, runs a little arrow, little pick play for him. It's kind of fading away, falling backwards. And, the rule, and he kind of scoops it, how can I say this? Palms down. The one, or palms up. The one thing, in that situation we're always taught is eyes to catch, right? So there's always like this space where you lose the football when you're catching a ball around the hip area or anything below, right? So there's always a point where you lose the ball. So you always want to be really, really careful on, eyes to, football to hands, right? And so it looked like he did that too. Like it looks like he was really concentrating on that. It looks like he I don't know. It was just one of those ones where he kind of had the yips earlier where, he dropped one over the middle. And maybe it was just because it's cold, in that situation in Buffalo. But Josh Allen played a really good game. Wasn't a game where, he went for 350 yards and, just lit up the stat sheet. But it was real poised, real good decision making. And of course, using him in that short yardage goal line situations. In the QB run game, like he's one of those guys where when he gets going, it's really hard to bring him down. The tush push, I mean, he's of course, Jalen Hurts, but the body size of Josh Allen. I mean, this is a 6'5", 250-pound guy, right? Being able to run and move. They ran QB power with him, a bunch of different things. And then also the Commanders game, right? I didn't see all of it, but I did. The one thing I know about the way college football is going and the way the NFL game is going is that, and we talked about Shador Sanders and Cam Ward, we are now transitioning into where these rookie quarterbacks are coming in so polished. They're so farther ahead than, cerebral and IQ and just football fundamentals and being able to adapt to certain situations. I would say the elevation of college offenses has helped out the transition to NFL because there's, as the NFL evolves, college evolves, and college is slowly evolving, of course, and guys are becoming a lot more skillful, a lot better in college. And the transition now, you see the way Jaden Daniels plays, like he's a real guy, right? And so when I look at, Cam Ward and Shador Sanders, you're like, okay, well, how do they match up to where, Daniels was last year? And I would say they're right around there, especially Cam Ward and Shador. I mean, those guys are neck and neck with him, right? Obviously you have Travis Hunter and what's his face, and Ashton Genty. So, those guys aren't going to be in the, real Heisman front runners, when they played. But no, I think the quarterback position is moving in the right direction, and guys are coming in a lot more polished and a lot more advanced than we've seen in the past.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I mean, he's going kind of from had a special rookie season to how special is this guy?
Yeah.
And so that's what we're gonna see in the couple games to follow. I would really love, and I know Commanders kind of have that underdog story. I would love a Commanders Chiefs Super Bowl. Just because you would think, well, like it's too soon to pass the torch, but if Jaden Daniels wins that game, maybe you do have some competition in the NFL. Of course, we'll see if Patrick Mahomes can kind of keep that supremacy that he has over the AFC. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Lamar obviously won't get his shot here, but the Bills have lost 3 times in the playoffs to Patrick Mahomes. We'll see if it happens again. And just fascinating. And I love too, I don't know if you enjoyed it. Sunday particularly was just 2 snow games.
Yeah.
Would you like playing in the snow, or do you like the teams playing at their best in perfect conditions so we get the best team regardless of weather condition?
Yeah, I wish they would have played in some domes.
Yeah.
To be honest, I want to see them guys play. Like if you watch the Rams game, it's like guys are tiptoeing because they, DBs don't want to plant, outside their body and slip. Receivers are, their cuts, instead of being at 3 steps, it's like 4 or 5, right? Because they want to make sure they're breaking down the right way. D-line rush isn't as, they're not getting all the way extended and stuff like that. So I like to see guys play full speed. Obviously, there's an excitement element, to the Lamar and, the Ravens-Bills game. Oh, the ball slips out here, and, Von Miller. Isn't that great? Von Miller pop up. Like,
yeah.
You sometimes forget, like he's, got drafted 14 years ago. Been in the league for 14 years. But yeah, no, I think I would rather have it be everyone at their best, but hey, it's the way football is.
Yeah, I didn't mind. I mean, I love snow games, but it's not like it was unaffected, like you said. I mean, the defensive backs were playing off; they didn't want to, get burned deep, and it was kind of interesting too. And this happens often. Is that in the Rams case, they could not get anything going against that Eagles defense until they needed to, and they went to the 2-minute drill. Then all of a sudden they could move the ball, and that just happens so often with a 2-minute drill. You go, well, maybe they should have tried that earlier. Yeah. Don't let the defense make substitution, keep them on their heels and all that. But I guess it was a little too late for them.
Yeah, it's a 2-minute drill. I mean, you get you get the defense tired first of all, so everyone's playing all out of whack. And but Stafford, really all the quarterbacks that are still playing right now are guys that you cannot let it go to the wire. You can't let it go to a minute and 40 seconds, and 0 timeouts, even like with Josh Allen, with Daniels, with who else am I missing? With Jalen Hurts, with
Patrick Mahomes.
And Patrick Mahomes, of course. I mean, definitely not. So defenses had their jobs cut out, this week and in preparation. And Maybe we can get some warmer games, and maybe we can get the sun out in some of them. I don't know.
Well, the Super Bowl will at least be warm. I'm not sure about this
Where's it
next
at?
weekend. Oh, now you're. I just know they have it in a. Now I'm blanking on it. Where is the Super
Hopefully,
Bowl?
it's just at least it's not in Buffalo. If it's not in Buffalo, we'll be all right.
Yeah, I don't think it's in Buffalo. I think it's in New Orleans.
Okay,
if I remember correctly. But in any case,
that's always a good Super Bowl.
They make sure weather doesn't affect the Super Bowl more often than not. They did have it in New York one year, and it was cold. But what do you think about the college football championship tonight? As we wrap up the show, we'll see who's crowned the champion.
Yeah, I can't go Notre Dame. I gotta go Ohio State. I wish Freeman the best. I wish all them boys the best. Notre Dame. But I want to go Ohio State, and I want Big Ten to get this done, man.
Yeah,
get it done, man. Conquer the independent Fighting Irish.
That's right, and claim 2 titles in a row for the Big Ten. That's what's on the line, so that will be exciting. We'll talk all about that game and whatever happens in Husker football news today. In college football news, NFL, all that. Tomorrow on What's Brewing with Chancellor Brewington. We'll see you tomorrow on the block, coming up next here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just a professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family.